Young Daniel Boone learned all he could about how to live in the wild, wild wood. He learned how to hunt, he learned quite a bit, but he never learned how to quit. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel, ever beat Daniel Boone. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel, ever beat Daniel Boone. Although his life depended a lot on every handmade bullet he shot, the one thing he never learned was this: he never learned how to miss. He never learned how to miss. He never learned how to miss. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel, ever beat Daniel Boone. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel. I guess no man'll ever beat Daniel, ever beat Daniel Boone.
My name is Francis Marion. I fought the British Redcoats in '76, hiding in the Carolina swamps by day and surprising them with swift strikes at night. They called me a tricky swamp fox, so a swamp fox I became.
Swamp fox, tail on his hat. Nobody knows where the swamp fox at. Swamp fox, hiding in the glen. He runs away to fight again.
I fire a gun, the birds take wing. Their startled cries a signal clear. My men march forth to fight the king and leave behind their loved ones dear.
Swamp fox, tail on his hat. Nobody knows where the swamp fox at. Swamp fox, hiding in the glen. He runs away to fight again. We had no lead, we had no powder, always fought with an empty gun. Only made us shout the louder, we are men of Marion. We had no cornpone, had no honey, all we had was continental money. Wouldn't buy nothing worth beans in a pot, roasted ears and possum was all we ever got. Swamp fox, tail on his hat, nobody knows where the swamp fox at. Swamp fox, hiding in the glen, he runs away to fight again. We had no blankets, had no beds, had no roofs above our heads. We get no shelter when it rains, all we got is Yankee brains.
The redcoats fight in a foreign land, their hearts are far across the sea. They never try to understand, we fight for home and liberty.
Swamp fox, tail on his hat, nobody knows where the swamp fox at. Swamp fox, hiding in the glen, he runs away to fight again. Swamp fox, tail on his hat, nobody knows where the swamp fox at. Swamp fox, hiding in the glen, he runs away to fight again. His turned-up white Stetson and pearl-handled gun were known both far and wide.
With Stetson so white and a pearl-handled gun swinging on his side.
Texas John Slaughter made 'em do what they oughta, 'cause if they didn't, they died.
From Louisiana he went west to Texas, a young man in all his pride.
And Texas John Slaughter made 'em do what they oughta, 'cause if they didn't, they died.
In Texas a ranger he had to become, and outlaws he defied. bad men go and hide.
Folks said Texas John Slaughter made them do what they oughter, 'cause if they didn't, they died.
He told men just once the law to obey, or get on his horse and ride.
'Cause Texas John Slaughter made them do what they oughter, 'cause if they didn't, they died. His turned-up white Stetson and pearl-handled gun were known both far and wide, were known both far and wide. Come all you fine brave neighbors who have a mind to go to settle in Kentucky and chase the buffalo. In some far distant country your fortune there will grow. We'll lay us down upon the banks of blessed Ohio. Oh, the rabbit shot the monkey and the monkey shot the crow. We'll ramble through the cane brake and shoot the buffalo. All the way from Yadkin Valley to Kentucky I did go, to rally round the cane brake and shoot the buffalo. Come all ye fine old fellows, it's time again to range to some far distant country and your fortune there to change. Oh, I've got a sweet, sweet little wife, a wife of my own choosing. I'll hug her neat and kiss her sweet and go no more a-courtin', where the women sit and patch and patch,
and the men they sit and scratch and scratch.
We'll ramble in the cane brake and shoot the buffalo. Out of the night, when the full moon is bright, comes a horseman known as Zorro. This bold renegade carves a Z with his blade, a Z that stands for Zorro. Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z. He is polite, but the wicked take flight when they catch the sight of Zorro. He's friend of the weak and the poor and the neat, this very unique Senor Zorro. Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z. Zorro, Zorro, Zorro,
Born on a mountaintop in Tennessee, greenest state in the land of the free. Raised in the woods so's he knew every tree. Killed him a bar when he was only 3. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. In 1813 the creeks uprose, adding redskin eras to the country's woes. Now Injun fighting is something he knows, so he shoulders his rifle and off he goes. Davy Crockett, the man who don't know fear. Off through the woods he's a marching along, making up yarns and singing a song. Itchy for fighting and righting a wrong, he's ringy as a bar and twice as strong. Davy Crockett, the buckskin buccaneer. He fought single-handed through the Injun War, till the creeks was whipped
and the peace was in store. And while he was handling this risky chore, he made himself a legend forevermore. Davy, Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. He gave his word and he gave his hand that his Indian friends could keep their land. And the rest of his life he took to stand that justice was due every redskin band. Davy, Davy Crockett, holding his promise dear. He went off to Congress and served a spell, fixing up the government and laws as well. Took over Washington, so we heard tell, and patched up the crack in the Liberty Bell. Davy, Davy Crockett, seeing his duty clear. When he come home, his politicking done, the big Western March had just begun. So he packed his gear and his trusty gun and lit out a grinning to follow the sun. Davy, Davy Crockett, leading the pioneer. He heard of Houston and Austin and so to the Texas plains he just had to go, where freedom was fighting another foe and they needed him at the Alamo. Davy, Davy Crockett, the man who don't know fear. His land is biggest and his land is best, from grassy plains to the mountain's crest. He's ahead of us all, meeting the test, following his legend into the West. Davy, Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.